All right, that was a bit weird. Took almost 3 minutes to load just this planet. It was, because usually, I mean, of course you won't see it because I usually cut it out until a few seconds before my character shows up. But yeah, it took about 3 minutes this time. And usually, from the time that I select my character and to play until I came in here. Usually it takes anywhere from like, well, about 30 to 45 seconds. And last time I noticed the last video, it took about a minute. So I'm wondering, you don't need to stand up there, Cleo. I know you're here. I'm wondering if it's got to be the patch. Well, I'm guessing it's the patch. Does weapon tunings really work on anything else, anything except for the lightsabers? Yeah, it doesn't seem to work on anything else except for lightsaber. Let's look at a lightsaber and see what it looks like. Preview. And then this, and preview that. And that just looks kind of gross. Okay. Usually don't buy this, but I just want to take a look at it. Yeah, it's just kind of weird. All right, well, let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and get started. Hopefully this could be the last. Oh, maybe I'll check my email real quick here. Nope, just unclaimed login rewards. I gotta clear those out. I keep saying I gotta clear them out, and I don't. Okay, where do I need to go? Oh, I need to go outside. That's where I need to go. I'm hoping this is the last mission on Hoth. I don't know if this will be the last mission of Chapter 2, though. Because usually they're trying to, on the chapters, they always usually be ended with a mission or quest that's not on a planet, or an extra quest. Or maybe it's on like on a different planet. Like for I think this one I had to go to Hoth last time. Yeah, do I have anything? I think I don't have anything to sell. Okay, yeah, it's pretty certain I didn't. If I remember correctly, I'd sold everything before I logged out last time.
At your service, sir.
You better be. Oh, I'm not done yet. Here's the Starship Graveyard. That's usually where.
Travel route is confirmed.
That's usually where you go ahead and that's the last missions. Usually. I've never been a fan of the Hoth planet. It is kind of weird. Hoth is just like Tatooine, where in the movies they're sparsely populated, of course, but in the games, because it's a video game, a lot more stuff there. I was going to play yesterday, but I kind of got really tired. I was going to go grocery shopping Wednesday morning before class, before work, and then turn on my alarm, and all of a sudden, I turn on my alarm because I wake up about an hour earlier than usual so I can go shopping. And next thing I know, I'm waking up and it's like my normal time. And I turn to my wife, who's sitting there in bed. She's awake. To watch her phone. She's like, "Oh." I was like, "Did my alarm not go off?" And she goes, "What?" And I go, "Did my alarm go off?" She goes, "Yeah." You rolled over, turned it off, went back to sleep. I was like, well, I was going to get up and go grocery shopping. She goes, "Oh, sorry." It's like I would have. She goes, "Sorry, I didn't know you were going to go grocery shopping. Otherwise, I'd have woke you up." I'm like, yeah, well, whatever. That's okay. End up throughout the day, though, I started finding more and more stuff I need to get from the grocery store anyway. So it's like, well, I guess that kind of worked. You know, I slept in, not wanting to sleep in. Where am I going? Something over here? Hopefully, oh, I think that's the cave over there. Yeah, so it was Probably a good thing I didn't go Wednesday and went Thursday instead. Not Imperial Agent phase, that's for me. I don't know why I said it like that. It's for me. But I was dead tired all day anyway. So, again, good thing I didn't go. And
make me look good.
went Thursday, worked out much better on Thursday. And it's weird because, like I said, I go like really early in the morning before work. When I do go I usually when I go grocery shopping. So I just run into, the people I see there are the workers. Occasionally there'll be one or two people like night owls or whatever, but yeah, I'm seeing a lot more people lately. It's really weird. And it's not hot here anymore, because usually when it gets hot, people don't sleep, they'll go out and do stuff, so. But it's very weird seeing people early in the morning, because they need to be asleep. That's my world plan. I think I mentioned it before, that's one thing I enjoyed about the pandemic, was the fact that most places were like barely anybody around. And especially downtown Seattle, which I really liked. Because, of course, it's Seattle. It's going to be busy and it's downtown. And the chances of it not being busy is slim. Although, back in about 2007, 2008, I had a job as tech support for a company which I will not mention, but although I think they're gone now. It's an insurance company, that's good enough. And my shift started at like 5 a.m. in the morning. So there's no buses, no way for, I live in Linwood and I got to drive downtown Seattle. Linwood's like a suburb of Seattle.
Rise and shine.
Really far north. Well, not really far, but it's far north. There's no buses, so I got to drive into town. And I'd get downtown about 3:30, and yeah. Maybe my shift started at 4 then. But yeah, I'd be down at 3:30.
Agent, you're in position. Burn a hole through that wall and feed in the camera.
Okay. I can do that.
Where is Admiral Davos? I did not invite servants. I act in the Admiral's name. I'll show you.
Getting audio only. Can you see anything?
That's Captain Firth, one of the Admiral's men. I don't know the pirate.
There. Begin playback.
Ashok the Unyielding, I am honored by your invitation. I am Admiral Davos, and I fought in the Battle of Hoth. Unlike my peers, I was left to the icy wastes. For 6 months I wandered the wreckage. As I lost my vitality, I found many items of great value. Weapons, artifacts, even a Republic shuttle full of secrets. I hid them in the starship graveyard, so that I might one day claim my prize.
Today's that day. Give us safe passage into the starship graveyard, and we'll all leave rich.
Hey, Agent? Might want to see this.
Is there a problem?
Shaggy man. Hey, ugly. Gonna make a towel out of you.
Oh, the wampas getting restless. Ah, fine. Here, I'll give you a disc. I'll give you a disc. And your friend want a disc too? Maybe? Here, you can have a disc too. There you go. Now we go boom. Can I harvest any of their corpses? Nope. Okay, fine.
Situation under control. What happened with the meeting?
They cut a deal, sir. The pirates are going to escort Admiral Davos to his treasure, but they outlined their route. I think we know where they're heading.
Is it the Funky Town? Okay.
Admiral Davos can't leave this planet with his horde, understood?
Yes, sir. The Aristocra and I can meet you at the edge of the starship graveyard. There's an Imperial outpost there. Saganu can fill you in, and we can plan a final approach. Temple out.
Once again, I chose what I chose for the dialogue, and it chose something totally different. Don't understand it. But getting back to my story. Getting back to my ramblings. So yeah, I drive down there in around 3:30 in the middle downtown. All the buses would let out because what? All right, I'm gonna definitely ramble this way. Okay, so the homeless population would usually sleep on the buses. And it used to be to get on the bus downtown Seattle is free to get on the bus and get off the bus within a certain zone downtown. And that was just to encourage workers, people who work downtown, not to drive. Because they're like, well, I want to get point A to point B, and it's too far to walk, so they're like, well, just take a bus. You know, that way you don't have to walk and stuff. But but what ended up
Please use
happening,
all products only as intended.
but in addition to workers,
Be well.
people who want to just sleep, who are homeless and just want to sleep. Do I have to actually unlock this? It should be unlocked. Where do I need to go? Okay, something is definitely going on because I clicked on that twice. With the... Did they move the servers? That's what's...
Displaying all authorized destinations.
Because everything else seems to be working just fine. I connected to the server just fine. It's playing the game itself. Anyway, so because you could get on the bus for free, a lot of time homeless people would get on the bus for free, and they would sleep there because, you know, whenever you don't have anywhere else to sleep, usually the bus is a good place. You'd keep you warm, keep you dry, move you around. You know, maybe you want to go from point A to point B, or you don't want to get harassed as much. I mean, you get harassed a little bit on the bus, but not as much as you would in the streets. And oddly enough, it's actually a little bit safer to sleep on the bus because you got people who actually would see what's going on. They have video cameras and stuff like that. But anyway, getting back, what used to happen, getting back to my story I'm telling right now. What would happen is the buses would all stop running at a certain time at night, and they'd let everybody off downtown. So around 3:30 when I'm heading to work, see huge crowd of people just waiting around for the buses to start running in the mornings. And yeah, it was weird. It's like you just see nobody else downtown, barely anybody. And then you get to one spot and you see all these people just congregating. And they're mostly all homeless. They were all homeless people.
We'll be buried alive by the third marker. Bring up the northern passage. Let me see.
He's here, sir.
I'm aware of that. Resume planning. You've done well, Agent. Thanks to your surveillance, we have a lock on Admiral Davos' destination. He and his men are being escorted to a crashed Republic super dreadnought in the heart of the starship graveyard. His horde is there.
By the time he arrives, all that's left will be ice.
If only it were that simple. The horde is sealed in the tertiary launch bay, protected by an army of Whitemore pirates.
Sorry I'm late. Did I miss the bad news?
There's no other kind.
Lovely. Go on.
This isn't a one-squad operation. The Defense Force will join you for the assault.
My priority is a Republic shuttle, part of the Admiral's horde. Everything else is secondary.
While the Chiss Ascendancy believes Admiral Davos is a threat, our goals are not incompatible. I suggest a two-pronged approach. You slip past the pirates on the Super Dreadnought and deactivate the blast doors.
That'll let my team in. We can rendezvous at the launch bay. We'll be your backup.
Skirmish tactics, blaster rifles and electro staves only. We don't want to damage the Horde.
Understood, sir. We'll stay on our toes.
I suggest we begin. Admiral Davos is already on the move.
I'll see you at the Dreadnought. Either way, this'll all be over soon.
All right. Oh, do I get a... Got a nice Imperial jacket from here. Is it bind on equip or binds on pickup, so I get it one way or the other. What time is it? Okay, I got 30 minutes to get my time in for the week for work, and I think I can do that by playing. Not by playing this game, but I can play and still have time. Yeah, it was, you know, I've worked other jobs where I've worked really early in the morning. This is, I mean, the current job I have is the earliest I've ever worked. But I've worked other jobs. I've worked pretty early, and like I said, like 4:30, 5 o'clock for the tech support job, which I end up, I want to talk about that job. Okay, so I was hired for in-house tech support for this company, and like I said, I'm not going to mention names because, number one, the company doesn't exist anymore. Number two, I really don't want to be, even if it doesn't exist anymore, I don't want to be sitting there, I would say slandering, because that would mean that what I was saying was not true. I don't want to be besmirching the name of this company. I don't want to, I just want them, I don't want to mention the name. Let's just put it that way. So, yeah, I was being laid off by a company I've been for 8 years, this other company, and was doing customer service, and which actually wasn't bad. It was mostly just data entry, and sometimes at first it was just data entry, and then it became data entry and answering the phones, and it wasn't bad at all. And like I said, I was there for 8 years. It's a really good company. I liked, well, they were an okay company, but I liked the job. It was a good job. I made lots of money working there. I bought my first house, paid off my car, ended up selling my house later, but that's another stupid thing I did. But I went to, went on a trip to Tokyo. Never been to Japan. Not alone Tokyo before. I want to go back. Let's see. I went on a few different trips. I went back to Missouri a couple times. Just, good money, good, easy to take time off. It wasn't that difficult, and it wasn't a very difficult job because, you leave there for the day and that's it. You're done. The only work you could do was at work, and they had basic hours like, nope, we want you here from this time to this time, and that's it. We don't want you working earlier, later. We don't need you coming in weekends, holidays. You have holidays off. It was great. So I was with them for 8 years, and they finally laid off the entire department because they had something going. I'd have to explain the whole job to explain what it was, but basically, they didn't need us anymore. At least they said they didn't need us anymore, so whatever. They closed down the department, and that was it. And from there, I got a in-house tech support job. Because like I've mentioned before, I did tech support years ago, and I kind of kept up on stuff, so I knew a few things. And I thought, oh, this is perfect in-house tech support. I've done tech support since, 2000 was the last time I did tech support, and it wasn't in-house. It was for, it was I'm trying to think how to explain this. Okay, I did tech support back in the 2000s. Actually, not 2000. I did tech support back in 1999. So yeah, I got to be there for the whole Y2K bug thing. That's another story someday. But I was like, oh, you know, I didn't like that one because it was most of it. We had some bad management with that company, so really didn't like them. And I was like, well, maybe this one will be better because it's in-house, and in-house tech support's usually pretty good. Well, how wrong was I? So, yeah, I started working for them, and didn't, you know, whenever I started working there, I didn't realize, oh, I couldn't take the bus. I'd have to drive in. Okay, well, no problem. You guys, I'll just park in the garage. Oh, wait, the garage costs $400 a month. Wait, what? Yep. So I had to drive into work. And they're like, well, you can just park on the street. If you park on the street, you move your car by 15 minutes after, I think it was like 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, then you can park on the street. And like, well, that's not going to work because my boss is not going to let me go out there. We're taking phone calls constantly throughout the day. So that was a bit of a stressor right there. It's like, you can't go out, you can't move your car, so you're likely to get tickets. So like, okay, so you got to park in the garage. Well, parking, I said it's like $400 a month, and they were paying like $13 an hour. Or was it less than that? It's like $13 an hour. It wasn't a whole lot of money. So $400 a month, whenever you're not making a whole lot of money for this job, is not good. So I'm actually not even working directly with the company. I'm working through a temp agency who hired me out. And I didn't know that at first. I thought, oh, I'm working directly for the company. I'm like, no, you're working for the temp agency, which the temp agency, they're placement agency basically.
Rise and shine.
So yeah, I'm working with them. I'm not getting paid much. And like, well, if you're a full employee, you could probably have access garage, but you got to be here for like a good couple of years. You got to, at least a year. Plus, they have to have this position open, and it was ridiculous. Like all this is like, okay, I first thought this was gonna be a great job, and the more and more I got into it, the worse it got. And usually they'd start we'd have a meeting at least once a week, and with our managers telling us, yeah, the company's still looking at outsourcing this to India. So you guys need to work on your metrics. Ooh, what in the world is that? That's kind of neat looking. And metrics, what I mean by metrics is, the way that they'd go ahead and rank, they would evaluate us was by how many calls we took every day and how long we were on the phone. And what does this look like? Again, it's got the antenna. I don't have to get crazy about the antennas. That's kind of cool looking, but not crazy about the antenna. Okay, so think about this. Thing give me a cutscene, isn't it? Nope, cool. So think about metrics with any kind of tech support, customer support or tech support. It's understandable you don't want people on the phone for a long time because you only got so many people, and you need to get them answering phone calls. You want a bunch of phone calls coming in. But at the same time, it's like you don't know how long a problem's going to take. You don't know how long it's going to fix. This was about 2007, 2008 when I got this job. And computers back then, they would take a good, at the minimum, 5 minutes to restart. And sometimes that's what you needed. You had to restart a computer multiple times when you're applying a fix. Well, the problem was you would get floor managers and supervisors walking after you've been on the phone for 10 minutes, walking over your desk going, well, is there a problem? Can I help? Is there a problem? Can I help? Like, no, we'll just have to reboot the computer. Well, tell them to reboot and call back. Yeah, I don't know if you really understand how customer support works, but if you tell somebody, hey, I know you're having issues with your computer, and I could probably fix it with this call, but Your computer's taking too long to go ahead and restart. So you go ahead and reboot and call us back. We still have an issue when I reboot and call us back. And the next tech can go ahead and pick up where I would. Yeah, that's not going to go over well for anybody. So that, you know, like I said, it just went down here real quick. It went from, oh, this seems like a great job, to, man, I hate this place. And I didn't realize it at the time when I started working there. I didn't work there for that long. They had a very high turnover rate. And I didn't know that when I started working there. And that's part of the reason why they got me. Like, oh, well, they need to replace people quickly. Because people were quitting quickly. A lot of people quit. And people would go on disability because they just couldn't take it anymore. You know, you get it all offside. You get the manager telling you you're going to be, your job's uncertain. The tech is uncertain. Oh, and then we'd have outages constantly. And we weren't allowed to tell these are employees, by the way, that we'd be talking to. These weren't customers. These weren't news organizations calling us. These were in-house customers, our employees. We weren't allowed to tell employees that we had an outage. We weren't allowed to tell them anything. Yeah, it was just bad. It was very toxic. So whenever I finally left, I quit. I was like, I'm done. I quit. And yeah, the temp agency wanted to talk to me afterward. They're they tried to get me like, we don't want to talk to you about it. I was like, well, I'm not going back. And they go, no, we're not going to ask you to go back. We want to know what's going on. We keep placing people in the role and they keep quitting. And nobody's talking to us. They quit and they don't talk to us. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll tell you. And I told them everything. It's like, you know, it's the parking, there's the constant being told your job isn't, and you know, you may not have a job tomorrow. Then on top of it, it's the constant outages. I mean, this wasn't like once. This was like every other week we'd have this huge outage going for hours. And then, okay, let me talk to Temple real quick here.
3 following. Blasters and flame projectors.
All right, keep them at a distance. Sir, enemies in pursuit. More expected. Bit of a nightmare, but we'll hold them off.
What happened to the Admiral?
Admiral Davos and his horde should be down that corridor somewhere. Quite possibly with his escort.
11, 12 more. Marauders and Scourge.
Aristocra's Saganu is holding our escape route outside. We'll keep the pirates off your back. Do what you came to do.
I'll say snipe them. Good snipers. So yeah, I kind of told him, it's like, yeah, with everything that's going on, there's a good, that's why everybody's quitting, because it's a very toxic work environment. And yeah, the outages it's like it'd be a company-wide outage. And then they get mad at us. They're like, well, you guys took too many calls during that time. Like, what? Are you stupid? You have an outage. You don't think people are going to call you? Don't pick up what? We shouldn't pick up the phone? Oh no, you get in trouble for picking up the phone. But you also get in trouble for the amount of calls you take.
It's still here. Still waiting for us. Admiral, intruder. Target him, but do not fire.
I think you got a explodey thing behind you.
The Cypher agent lives. I wondered what became of you.
What do we have here? Blasters, armor, Colto credits, Sith relics.
The ships downed in the battle carried many valuables. I did not discriminate. I waited years to return to Hoth and reclaim my retirement funds. My superiors were never to know.
We should take him now.
Silence. You complicated matters. Forced us to part ways with the Empire. But this can be mended. Tell me what you desire.
No talking. It's time to die.
That works. Shoot exploding thingy first. There we go. Boom. Set y'all. Oh, it's always beautiful when people get set on fire, isn't it? You have this, and then you take these. Yay. Alright, where's my prize? So yeah, it was bad. Who am I calling? Ghostbusters?
Codename Leggett to Hunter. I have located the Starbreeze.
I owe Command 10 credits. You look awful, by the way. Get that shuttle running and rendezvous at these coordinates. Hunter, out.
What was that?
Sir, pirates are down, but I'm the only one left. We need to get moving.
Have you been injured?
Scratches, sir. Deep scratches. Force trick saved my life.
Hate to say it, but we'll need help flying this thing. Half the systems are frozen.
You can help, but you don't repeat anything you see. Understand?
Understood, sir.
Oh. Where they drop me off at?
Nice landing. Let's take a look.
Shoot him in the back.
Solid body, not a scratch on her. And she came with my shuttle? What's her name?
Ensign Rena Temple, sir. Just Expansionary Defense Force.
Of course. Minder 17, Imperial Intelligence. Excellent work, both of you.
I brought you the Starbreeze, Minder. Are we through?
I'll fly the shuttle to its final destination. You can take my ride home. Ensign, why don't you and Kalia run a systems check? I need a minute with the agent.
I'll chisel the ice off the pilot seat for you.
Arden Koth will be happy. But the girl, we agree she needs to die, right?
That's unnecessary. She knows better than to reveal classified intelligence.
Maybe I like to be careful. Look, you've worked with her. You've bonded with her. Fine. I'm not heartless. Maybe she'll even be useful. You want her to live? You take responsibility. Stash her on your ship. She doesn't talk to anyone. Doesn't learn about the SIS.
You know, you're really twisted.
Just to be sure, though, I'm putting a command in your brain. Keyword, onomatophobia. If Reyna Temple becomes a threat to our mission or leaves your supervision, you will kill her. You won't have a choice.
I look so forward to this thing being off of my character so I can just start shooting away.
Sir, Minder 17 told me about the transfer. I'm a little surprised. If intelligence wants me out of the GIS Defense Force, though, I won't argue. Nice as it would have been to pack an overnight bag.
If it were up to me, you'd stay on Hoth, but my superiors insisted.
Understood, sir. But if I can ask, why do your superiors want me on your team?
You're versatile, capable, and young enough to learn. You could be a brilliant operative.
Really? Well, maybe it's time for a career change after all.
You're cute. We're going to a cantina and you're getting me so many free drinks.
I'll try to earn my keep.
Hey, Agent. I'm grabbing this ride. Race you back to the ship.
Huh? And I have Reyna as my companion. Where do I need to go? Oh, take speeder. Alright, get your ships. Well, I could have just actually before I do that, where's the that's up there. I think so I can sell some stuff and get repaired. But yeah, it was a horrible job. Tech
Do you
support.
require medical attention?
In-house tech support. After that, I said, I will not do tech support professionally ever again. Yeah, and I think after this, I'm going to have to probably stop for the night because it's almost 6 o'clock and I got to put my time in. So like I said, I'll leave my work laptop on and connected.
Seeing you return to the ship always warms my circuits, Master. It reminds me I am still functioning.
Okay, stop attacking me. Kitten's attacking me.
This is Legate to Base Command. Mission complete.
Base Command here.
Oh.
Hunter gave me his report. He spoke highly of you. Not a lot of people earn his praise.
The man was nothing but a very snide obstacle.
He's testing you. He's good at that. I'm grateful the Starbreeze is in one piece. She'll help us win this war. Now, Hoth and Terrace makes two. Ready for the final stage?
Running out of charming spots to send me to?
You didn't like those, you're really not going to like this world. Maybe you've heard of it. A death trap of a planet called Quesh. Our primary objective's there. I want you en route.
Can you be more specific than death trap?
It's a mining world. Our forces are fighting the Empire for chemical deposits. But you're after something else entirely. Get to these coordinates when you arrive and we'll be in touch. Base Command out.
Yeah, no need to lie about it if you just don't mention it. I am sinister. Ooh. Should I answer this holo call real quick? Yeah, I'll do it real quick.
Agent, I hope this recorded message finds you well. This is Aristocra Saganu of the Chiss Expansionary Defense Force. I never got the chance to see you off Hoth. Understandable, things were hectic. But you represent the future of the Chiss Ascendancy, and that will not go unrecognized. I pronounce you Merit Adoptive of House Miorani, my house. It is the least I can do to honor you. Fight well, my friend. Saganu out.
Well, if I want to end up leaving the Empire, I could always go there. Alright, well, I'm going to have to stop for the day because I'm on the clock. Not on the clock for work, but I need to get the stuff in for work before 6, so. Alright, well, I will probably next time regale everybody with the tale of my first tech support job back in 1999, early 2000. And what happened with the Y2K bug. So, until then, as always, thank you for watching my videos and listening to my rants.